Ladies and gentlemen, this is Joe's Classic Video Games back with another cool pinball repair video for you this evening. This is Chicago Coins Dolphin. We've been working on this for a couple videos now. Cool looking little machine. A customer brought us this and wanted us to fix it up for him. So we've been diligently working through it. Today we're going to work on the playfield. So I wanted to show you what it looked like before we got started. We were also going to put new rollover guides and of course all new rings, clean it up, and we've got to do a little bit of paint touch up best we can. These neon colors are tough though, so we'll see what we can do and what we can get away with. We're going to put new flipper bats because they're mismatched, and just a new pop bumper bodies. Look at this neon pink around the pop bumpers. That actually looks pretty cool. But it's been saved because there's some kind of mylar. I think somebody added that maybe. I'll have to look at some pictures and see if that's original. But it looks perfect. It fits the theme. Well, the color of the theme. But it's a cool little game. Looks great. And of course we can't play it though until we get it cleaned up. So I'll have Joe get started on it. We'll get it down to the wood. And then we'll see what we need to touch up. And then we're going to clear it and all of that stuff. So this is what we're starting with. Not much wear anywhere, just right there above the flippers, and there is that flipper drag on the left flipper. Other than that, the rest of it's in pretty nice shape. So we'll begin with that. Okay, folks, so this is how it looked after Joey got done cleaning it. It's pretty nice. It really is. There's still some where, and we're going to clear this, so this is going to go under there and it's going to stay under there. But once you get to a certain point, if you keep trying to go and clean it even more with that magic eraser, what happens is the paint starts falling apart like this. Okay, so you can only get it so clean. Once it's basically, I mean, you're talking about stained wood, basically, like this. You can't clean that. That's going to stay like that. So that's what all this is. Like the dirt has gotten in little cracks in the wood and in the paint. The magic eraser really helps get it out, but it can't get all of it out. So it's going to stay like this, but we're going to make this look better. So this is very hard to paint. This neon pink, that's actually like a kind of neon green, neon yellow. It's just these beautiful kind of neon colors that are just bright and vivid. You don't see them on a lot of the games, but so these are tough. I do have some hot pink like that, but it's not going to be exactly like that. So I got to try to mix it, make it a little better. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to remove these two flipper bats. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the two pop bumpers, because we're going to replace all that stuff with brand new. So let me pop those off. The flipper bats are just held with two little nuts on the bottom that are attached to the pawl, P-A-W-L. And these up here are a little more complex. But we also, of course, have to touch up inside that cage there. That's no big deal. All right, so let me pop that extra stuff off where we're down to where we're going to start from. All right, folks, so looking in my viewfinder here of the camera, I'm not sure that it's going to show this well, but this pink is like really vivid, and it looks like 80s pink. It's like very vivid, what I always called hot pink, but I don't know, neon pink. On the viewfinder here, it looks like it's really dulled it out for you, but you might be able to see it. Maybe this viewfinder isn't showing it how it's actually filming it. And yes, I said filming it. So I've got a bunch of pinks, and here in person, it's obvious that none of these are even close, but this one's fairly close. Now, it's not exact, but it's close. It's the only thing we've got even close to it. So what I'm going to attempt to do is the paint smear technique. So what I'm going to try to do is just paint the areas that are missing paint. It's kind of tough to do, but I'm going to take paint it on top of the area that's missing, and then wipe it off. And hopefully that will leave this slightly off pink where all of the white lines are. So now it'll be slightly off pink instead of white, and that should blend in very well and look pretty good. Down here, I'm going to do just a little bit of it in that top right corner, but you can't repaint like a section of it because you'll be able to tell that it doesn't match. So we're going to attempt that. Sometimes that works really well whenever it's light and you've just got a little tiny bit of wear that you need to cover up. And if we can do that, that will basically save most of the trouble on this playfield, because it looks pretty good except for that. Of course, we'll do the green here, but all right, so let me see what I can do, and we'll see if it even comes close to matching. If it doesn't, we might try to mix something in with it, but whenever you've got these neon colors, you can't really mix them, because as soon as you mix something in, they no longer have that neon look. So it's a thing. All right, so this is the perfect playfield to illustrate a concept for you on. This will help you hopefully with your repaints and restores. And by the way, just in case any of you are wondering, I know a lot of you watch this just because you like pinball and it's interesting. But a lot of people watch this and then actually do it. I get tons of people emailing me pictures of their pinball machines that they've fixed up and all of that, right? So whenever I do the black lines, I'm using this. I really like these. This is Posca paint pens. These are very cheap. These are not expensive. This is a 0.7 millimeter. They have different ones. Posca is a French company. But they also, all of the ink is from Japan, from what I understand. So that's why you see the Mitsubishi pencil there. Made in Japan. So these are actually really good. They're high quality, but they're cheap. And it's uni. If you go to the grocery store, there'll be uni pens hanging on the thing. They won't have these paint markers. But the reason I'm using this is because it's acrylic paint. And you may have saw I made a little boo-boo here, and then I just wiped it right off. You can't do that with enamel paint, with oil-based paint, right? So I use acrylic paint for that purpose. So you saw I did two different techniques. Now down here, I very carefully painted the paint on and then tried to wipe it off. And like I said, it would only leave a little bit of it on there because you're just trying to darken those white lines. And then the pink as well, right? So the pink and the green do not look perfect. They look okay. You know, they're a lot better than they were, but it's not perfect. And then if you look up here, I used a completely different technique up there. I just repainted over the wear, the blue wear. And to my naked eye, from right here, it looks really good. It looks perfect. So you might think, well, you should have just mixed it more down here and just repainted that whole area and just got it really good. And if you got it as perfect as you got that up there, it would look a lot better, right? But the reason that I painted it up there, the whole thing in, instead of trying to do the wear was a lot worse, but the reason it looks so good is because you're nowhere near it. So right about here, I'm literally holding the camera about where the average person's eyeball would be playing this game. Okay? So the stuff down here, you're going to see any kind of issues easier just because it's closer to you. So if that looks really good right now, but if you get closer and closer, what I could see, and you can't see from that distance, is that it's not perfect. If you look, the color's off a little bit. And then up here where I repainted the whole thing, it's a pretty good match. I mean, I worked on that for about 15 minutes trying to get it right. So it's a pretty close match, but you can see where I've repainted it, right? Well, if you did that down here, you would have the same thing. You would see a big line right here where this was one color green and that was another color green. And you would see a line right here where this was one color pink and that was another color pink, right? So it's just, in my opinion, it draws your eye right to it if you do that, if it's up close. If it's back farther, if it's halfway back or back, you can do whatever the hell you want and people will not notice it. Now, we have a shop. People come in our store all day long. And a lot of the people will even be people from YouTube. And they'll say, oh, have you been painting on this one or something? If they watch YouTube. If they don't watch YouTube, it never crosses their mind that anything's been repainted. And it's not because I'm the greatest at it. I'm not even that good at it. It's because that's just how your brain thinks. It's hard to understand this concept. It's like a psychological thing. But when you see this machine, right now we're talking about the playfield, nobody else is paying attention to that. When they walk up, they're seeing the shape of the game. Oh, cool, it's a pinball machine. Wow, it looks old. And then they might look at the back glass and go, oh, there's a little cutie with a bathing suit on the back. That's going to be one of the first things. And then they're going to go, oh, cool, it's a dolphin, you know? And then they're going to look down here and go, wow, it looks really clean. Like, it will never cross their mind. I wonder if this guy, that arrow is a little bit crooked. You know, it doesn't even cross their mind. They never even think that it could have possibly been repainted. So that's what you're aiming for. You don't need it to look brand new. I don't have the capability of making it look brand new, but you want it to look. You're just trying to hide the wear where people don't automatically notice it. This one was so close. If I was selling it, if it was my machine, I may have just left it. I probably would have repainted that because it was pretty bad in the middle. But down here by the flippers, I may have just left it because it wasn't that bad, right? So I'm happy with that so far. Whenever you have wear like this from flipper drag, the best thing to do is to just, whenever you put a little bit of clear on it, that's going to darken up. So we keep getting people asking us about how we do clear. We literally just spray paint clear coat on it. So it's nothing special. The reason I don't show it is because if you do that to a machine that you haven't cleaned up, it will destroy the machine. Okay? You can't do that. I'm going to do it because I've taken everything off the machine, and then you saw Joe, he went around with a magic eraser and went all over the machine. So what that did was it removed all the wax. Your machine has not had the wax removed. So if you do just one little spot that you haven't, like, so let's say you just take the machine and you draw something in and then you spray clear coat on it. It is going to really screw your machine up because the clear coat won't go on smooth. Everywhere there's oil, everywhere there's wax, anything like that, it's going to bubble up and make a huge freaking mess. So I don't want people just watching my video and say, oh, this jackass is just spray painting it on, I'll try it. You can't do that. You got to be very careful about how you do it. And I've had people say, well, they're just going to do it anyway because you don't show it. Show me you spray painting it. Look, I don't want to. Deal with it. So I'm going to spray paint it. I'm going to clear coat it. And then we'll see how it dries. And we'll have Joey put it back together. We've got pretty much all new stuff for this one, with the exception of the plastics, which were in really nice shape. Oh, you know what? We don't have new posts. They don't make the new posts for this. The customer wanted new posts, but the original ones are really nice, and they're smooth, and they don't make new smooth ones. So there you go. So we'll see if we can put it back together.
Okay, so it cleaned up pretty good. I believed it would. We put new flippers. I haven't done under the mechs under it. They're just sitting in there right now. All new pop bumper stuff. Pop bumper caps. Of course, all new rubbers. New posts, new screws. New plastic rollovers. All that stuff. And with the paint, I think it looks pretty good. Not perfect, but I think that's about as good as I'm capable of getting it. I like it. Hopefully the customer will like it. Alright, so there's still a bunch of stuff underneath the playfield that we need to work on. I was down there working on those pop bumpers, and I saw some interesting stuff. So I figured I'd show that in the next video. Stuff I've never seen before. Where of another type. So leave your comments below. Make sure to give us a thumbs up for taking the trouble to film it for you. This is a cool Chicago coin dolphin. I don't know that there's that many videos about a dolphin pinball machine on YouTube. But I think this one's turning out pretty good. So we will see you on the next video. Now, if you want to know how you can help support our channel, if you're going to buy anything, particularly on Amazon, there is a link down below each one of our videos. If you click that link, it sends you to Amazon and tells them that we sent you there. So it gives us a tip for sending you to Amazon. So we appreciate everybody that's been doing that. Some people have just bookmarked that link, and anytime they buy something on Amazon, they use our link. We appreciate that. And finally, last but not least, don't forget to check out my brother Donnie. My brother has his own channel here on YouTube, where he's always into something. So he's working on old vehicles, old buildings. He has a small farm, and just interesting stuff. I'm over there with him on that channel a lot, so I'll see you over there. But we'll see you back here in a couple days for the rest of this beautiful Chicago coin dolphin.